Hello YouTube, Stacy here as always, and
Jan. Hey.
Jan. Many appearances in the videos. This is Mom. Today our video is on the felt stockings, which you have seen 2 videos on my YouTube channel, just showing the felt stockings that have, well, one of the videos we showed all of them.
Yeah, finished
whether they
and
were
not finished.
done or not.
Or in process, whips.
But this video is going to be on getting all your stuff together that you'll need, as well as a little bit of instructions on how to make one. We have a kit here.
That's what this one looks like.
They're all Bucilla or or whatever.
Bucilla, I think.
Try not to say any bad words. But, they're all that brand, and most are bought online because the stores don't really carry them.
Yeah.
But they're all felt, that where you sew sequins and back stitching and stuff like that onto felt. Your kit should have, of course, the picture.
Yeah.
The instruction paper with a layout of the stocking. That's the instructions, and down here is your letters for your name on the top of the stocking. Which I think would be the worst part of any stocking.
I haven't used that yet. I've tried to just draw my own.
I mean, putting the letters on there at all is the worst part.
No, that's not bad.
It's the worst part.
And here's a list of all of your felt that you get in your kit, all of your sequins with the symbols so you know which color sequin to put on which color felt, which is usually the same color.
Sequins.
And where your thread is in one big place, one big piece, it tells you the colors of your thread plus how many yards per color.
This one happens to have a little lighting effects to it, so it has a battery pack.
Yeah, it does.
These those are little tiny lights that are on this right here.
Here's your threads. They're all in one bundle, so you have to separate them by color. And what I usually do is cut a piece of the board. This one, most of them have a board and a separate picture.
A piece of paper and then a cardboard.
Like this one. This is a piece of paper with a picture on it. And then I took a part of the cardboard and punched holes. That's where my threads are gonna go, in the holes. And then you write the color down beside of it so you know which ones are.
This one should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different colors of thread. What she was saying was that it'll tell you how many, how
many
much
strands
of each color, and you can see that red repeats there, there, and there, but you would have only one color that pertains to what they're calling red.
Right.
And there should be 8 yards, it says.
Every strand is a yard.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Strand is cut into 1 yard length. And as with DMC colors, I think these are DMC numbers.
They are too.
Because red is the lovely number 666.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that's scary.
Well, that's the DMC color for this red is 666.
I don't like
So, if you happen to run out of thread, which you shouldn't, but if you do, then you can go to the craft store, get the DMC color that matches this number right here.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever run out of anything but maybe a white. And that's because sometimes I use 3 strands instead of 2, depending on if I want it to be seen or not. But so well, here's the red. Here's 8 of these.
8 strands together. Oh, we need a pin. I'll get a pin.
Okay, bring us a pin. Here's the last one I did. And I added some to colored threads that I already had because they're all Bucilla, so they're all the same color. So here's the last one I did. They're in all the holes with the names of them, which I have.
If you have more than one kit, you can also put the numbers. That way you can use the 666 from that.
Well, that's true.
If it were to match.
And usually I just put the colors together and they match because they're all come from the same manufacturer. The same kit manufacturer. So there's the red. Yeah.
Put the
and
little
you put
loop.
them in half. And then you put the loop from the back to the front of the hole in the card. And then you pull it through. So there's that one.
And you would do this for all your colors?
All my colors. And to
we label the back the name of this one, which is
if you
Christmas Tree Surprise.
To get these off, you don't have to take the whole loop out of the hole. All you have to do is pull one strand that's in the bundle and hold the rest of them, and it pulls out like this. And there you go. There's one. And the rest of the red are still in the hole.
And this you would probably just want to leave on here because it's one continuous piece.
Yeah, it is.
You don't want to cut it up and then put it on your thing.
No.
So
Then it would
we would just leave.
You'll get a needle of each kind in each kit. The one that's regular
Size.
it's got a bigger hole at the top, and it's a thicker needle,
It's,
and it
I
will
think they
not
just
go
call
through
it-
a bead.
I think they just call it embroidery needle.
They might. You might be right. And then you get a beading needle, which will go through the bead in the sequin, and it's real fine. And I have, since I've done so many kits, I have 10 or 12 of each, and that way I don't have to change my thread every time the color changes. I have 10 choices, 12 choices of color, and then I just store it this way, wrap it up, throw it in my box. Which, speaking of boxes, this is an ideal thing to keep one of these in. It's a scrapbooking container, but this,
Found at any craft store pretty much.
yeah, that's
This
probably
size.
true. But your
You
pieces,
put all your things in there.
yeah, and they lay flat. You don't have to fold them up. Your papers lay in there. Your felt will lay in there. Your stocking will until it gets a lot of things on it, and you don't want to fold it up.
So now we
it
have a
will.
list of colors of sequins.
That's true. You do.
And they are
It looks like a few French knots. Are they French knots?
HR numbers. HR1.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, I mean, you know what a red sequin is.
yeah.
Here's the numbers.
And here's your packs of sequins. These are individually. Sometimes they're in a continuous line of,
oh yeah,
which I can show
where
that
the
too.
plastic is
Yeah.
just connected.
yeah.
Well, how do you store your sequins?
I put my sequins in a little flat container, and that way I can take my needle, pick up my sequin and my bead, and put it on the piece of felt.
Well, and of course you wouldn't need to put, you might need some little Ziploc baggies.
Yeah. To
Or
put them in.
something.
Yeah.
So for sequins, we should have 5 colors.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Okay, and for beads, we should have 2.
Yeah, a red and a clear. That's it.
And then for felts, we should have, you should always make sure you have everything.
That's true.
For felts, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
7 different colors.
For white, yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly
They're
the
printed.
stars.
Stars in the backs of stars.
3.
Ooh, that's a pretty blue too. That's bluer than what some
4.
of the blues are.
This one looks like it's your back.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Oh, it's hard to see with that white line. But this one is going to be the base
Yeah. The background.
of your stocking.
You see the
That
tree
will be
outline.
piece number 1.
Yeah. It is. It's number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Okay,
But
that's 4. 5.
You can
6.
do pieces that are connected later, like all my stars and my candy canes I'll do, and put it on the tree after, or maybe some before I even put it on the background. It depends. Yeah.
Okay, for a cross stitch, you would take, there's 6 strands in here.
Yeah, that's
Do
right.
you just use the whole thing?
Usually use 2.
Oh,
And
You
that
usually
tells you there
use
too. This is what this
2
is.
strands. Oh, okay.
So for
So-
each type of stitch, which is what these are, right here, it shows you which stitch to use.
This
Yeah.
is the stitch that will be to put 2 pieces of felt together.
Right.
And that goes along with this little symbol here. So it's saying, okay, for that stitch,
Yeah.
whenever you have a red, then you would use 1 strand
One
of the red.
Yeah.
For this type of stitch, which is like an embroidery type line, then wherever you see the red, which would be marked by that line on the pattern, you
Yeah.
would use, how many strands? 2. 2 strands.
Yeah. And I usually just separate them out in 2s because that's usually what most of them are anyway.
Then we have a back stitch, which is easy. We have a straight stitch, which is really easy.
That's true.
We have punto de margarita,
What is that?
lazy daisy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not kidding.
That's true. You're not.
And then satin stitch, which is like an embroidery type stitch. This one has cording.
Cording's my least favorite thing to do. But if it's done well, it's pretty. But it's a pain, I think, anyway. The cording's not a pain.
I think
it's
that this one
connecting
would be a
is the
pain. This outline
No,
stitch.
it's not. It's not a
But
pain.
here's the back stitch. That's easy. Straight stitch, easy. Lazy daisies and satin stitch. And that will pertain over here to all of your symbols there. Like piece number 1 is the back of the red. Piece number 2, you can see is this line that goes across where the tree is. Piece number 3 is the top of the stocking where,
Which is white. Where the
Which
little
is
cross stitch
white.
stuff is.
okay, so piece number 4 is the whole tree.
Yeah.
So piece number 4, you also have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
you know,
A bunch.
a lot going on the tree.
Yeah. So you put it on the tree before you put it on the background.
So you put, yes. you put your piece number 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8. You would get this whole piece number 4 ready before you attach piece number 4 to the red.
That's true.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
This is
The little scallop things.
extra on the bottom of the tree levels. So then we're looking at it on the pattern, and it looks like it'll focus. There we go, like that. And then we go over here, and
Look
it
up your
looks to be
symbol.
that. No, that.
Which is light green.
A line. So that would be this outline stitch.
Which is not hard. It's pretty fast, actually. I take them small so that you can see them and they do cover that white thing.
I'll stick with the cross stitch.
I'll
and you
stick
can
with the
stick
felt.
With the felt.
Because I can't see the cross stitch well enough to-
Stockings.
Yeah, no.
So
These
for
will
your
be stuffed.
sequins, to get them on there, you have to use a bead.
Yeah. And I would put the sequins on the piece of felt before I actually cut out the piece. Because that gives
More
you something to
working room.
hold and you don't stretch it while you're putting your sequins and beads on.
Felt is easy to
So
stretch.
you can always cut it out after you beat it.
So this is one sequin. Come up,
Uh-huh.
get your bead,
Yeah.
then you go back down and through the sequin.
Yeah. But not the bead. So the bead holds it on there.
So let's tell about
What?
the repeat numbers. So there's multiple 5s and 6s.
Yeah. 5 is the front, 6 is the back. So there'll be however many there are.
The 5 is the front, 6 is the back.
Yeah.
Here's your 5s and 6s.
And you can do them without attaching them. You can make
So you
them
can make
together.
your little star,
You can make
and
your
then
ornaments.
you put it on the
You
tree.
can make your candy canes. And you would put them on the tree after you did all this garland stuff. Sequins and cording or whatever that other piece is.
In other words, not everything is just attached to the last piece.
Right.
You will have, it's all on the instructions.
Then you just kind of have to look at it and figure out what you want to do.
So the back is in a square. The number of the back. My fingernails look horrible.
You didn't think past your fingernails today, did you?
I just don't care anymore.
Well, that's not good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candy canes, and they're 2 different sizes. There's 3 of that size and 4 of that size. But I think they all go on the tree, don't they? Where's our picture again?
The candy canes have where you just fold them in half to make the back.
Yeah.
And you would stuff
do.
some of the things with pieces that go together that have lines that go together. That's where you're kind of trying to match up.
Yeah, that's true.
So that way your piece, if they're a little off, it's okay. You'll cover it.
Yeah, because the piece is bigger than the lines. Not a lot, but some.
Pieces is slightly bigger than where the line is to
Yeah.
put piece, like this is number 72.
Yeah.
So number 72 is on the yellow and the white, so you want to try to match up those
That's true. Those lines.
lines.
Yeah, that's right. I have a couple of suggestions about when you cut this stocking out. One of them is if you will not cut at the top edge like this. I don't think you can see that, Stacy. Okay.
Yeah, you can
If
see.
you don't cut on that line, use all of this that's left at the top to fold it under, and that will make it a whole lot more sturdier as a fold than it would a raw piece of cut felt at the top. Sometimes you can't do it. Most of the times you can, though. And the same thing for the back.
Tip.
When you cut the
That's a
back,
tip.
yeah, it just keeps, when you use them year after year after year. Now this one won't have any
Oh.
because it's got the
This
next
is the
piece.
back,
Yeah.
which
It's
is just
nothing-
a plain, there's nothing on it.
No, but it's got a piece so close to it that you won't have much of that to turn under. And I've gone back and actually stitched a piece at the top too to give it some more sturdiness, stability.
So, do you do anything on the back of the front? So like whenever you put your hand into the stocking, you don't get caught on any threads.
Well, I try to put my knots behind, that's hard to describe. I try to put my knots when I start a piece underneath the piece so that it's not on the back. There's a couple knots there, but other than that, all these are underneath the piece. And if you make small
That way
stitches,
when you put your hand into the stocking, you
Yeah.
don't catch anything.
yeah,
Or, I mean, if you weren't able to do that, you could put just a piece of cotton fabric.
that's true. Which I'll do with the one with the lights because those lights will be hanging out when they go from one spot to the other. So the two that I've done with lights, I've actually put a piece of white cotton fabric between this and the back so that you don't catch your hand when you put your hand in it or put anything else, because I use mine. I put things in mine.
Mm-hmm.
Candies and
The little
money and little
candy
things.
cigarettes.
Candy cigarettes. When you're stuffing them, the best thing to stuff them with is a jumbo cotton ball.
You can rip it apart.
Yeah, they come apart real easy. The smaller ones don't, and it's just hard. They're hard in there. But these come apart really easy. You can,
Unfold it.
and just pull the piece size that you want to stuff
And you
in.
would be stuffing, let's see, on the one that we're looking at this whole time, you would be stuffing the teddy bear,
And the rocking horse.
the stars, the ornaments.
Yeah, a little bit, I think so. If they have a back to them, you can always stuff them. If they go straight onto the tree, they might be a little bit difficult, but they all the stars have a back to them. So I'll stuff them a little bit.
Like that umbrella that you already did on the other one is not stuffed.
No, but it's the back part of the umbrella. The top part of the umbrella will be stuffed. So it looks like it's standing out. Yeah, just three.
Mom says, and the lights should be absolutely last, right?
Yeah.
These little
Before you put it on the red.
things right here.
Well, no, maybe not. I'll have to think about that.
Well,
It's been a while since I've done
this one
with
with the lights and the battery pack.
Yeah.
There's a little pocket
You make your pocket.
on. Oh,
I made
it
my
doesn't
pocket.
ask you to make a pocket.
No, I did two with lights, and the first one, it drops down in the stocking. And the second one I put a pocket on the back, because you can get to
Okay,
it.
so what she's saying is that for your battery pack
Yeah,
with the lights,
yeah.
make you a little pocket
On the very back, your
On the
back of your
ins-
stocking.
or the inside.
I put it on the very back for one of them. Remember?
But then,
It just comes through the side seam, and then it
put
falls
a
in.
pocket so you can hold your battery pack.
Yeah, instead of having to drop it down in the stocking and then have to pull it back up. That kind of damages the stocking some.
What other tips and tricks can you
Let me
think of?
think.
Anything for trying to make the name?
I just try to draw it on there. I have never, I've never used their letters, and what it tells you to do is take the letters that you need for
Well,
the
yeah,
name.
what if you have a long name like Snuffleupagus?
Then you're in bad shape. You just have to. You'll have to
You
try
just have
it
to
several
put
times.
snuff.
Well, it tells you to put it on a piece of paper, tracing paper, and then you put your tracing paper on your tag, and then you're supposed to stitch through the tracing paper. But
that way you can rip the tracing paper
you
off.
can, but sometimes it tears while you're trying to do it too. So I try to just draw it on there with a felt tip pen, a very fine tip. Practice a couple of times to get it in the right space. That's why some of mine don't have any names, because that's one of the hardest parts, is putting the name on there.
Any tips on...
Let's go back to the stuffing part.
Okay.
To push it in to the pocket that you want to be stuffed, a toothpick is the best thing, because it will grab this cotton and push it in. Does that make sense? Just a regular toothpick. And then you just put a little piece in at a time until you get it as full as you want. If it's a big place, like, I don't know,
this whole tree.
Maybe that whole tree. I have used these cotton pads because you can layer them, and they're already, you can layer them as to cover the space, even if you put cotton in with it too. It just lays flatter for like.
Not
I've
as
used
lumpy.
Yeah, I've used it for like a body, front of a body that needs to be like Santa or a snowman, because it will take up less space.
Bodies.
And it's flat on the back, and then you can put stuffing on it on the inside in front of that pad, and it will be rounded. Not quite as hard to do when you do it that way.
Well, whenever you're putting two pieces together with this stitch.
Yes, the applique stitch.
The main stitch that you'll be using for your pieces. About how far do you put apart your little stitches?
They're pretty close. This is what one of them. Can you see that? Probably not.
Let me point out.
There's two different rows. There's a gold row and there's a white row.
On the edge.
On the edge. I put them pretty close together, but they don't really show a lot on the back.
And then the parts that are not shown, see over here, you're gonna put extra pieces on top. So she didn't even do it. She just went through real quickly, like with that
All you gotta do is attach it down. You don't have to actually applicate it. And I did the sequins on this piece before I put it onto that piece. I did the lines on this piece before I put it on that piece. That one's kind of built up so that you don't see all those stitches on the back of that red piece. It's supposed to be a beach towel.
So the back of the red piece, the back of the yellow piece has the sequins.
Mm-hmm.
The back of the white piece has this blue line, but the back of the red piece has neither.
Yeah. Do them as you put them together.
Plus, putting your needle through 3 pieces of felt.
That's hard.
In comparison, especially with the beading needle.
Yeah.
In comparison to putting it through 1 piece of felt is a lot easier.
It is. A whole lot easier.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. That's all I can think of for right now. The best thing is a lot of your needles. If you can get several needles so you don't have to change your thread color every time.
Well, you can go to the craft store and just buy beading needles.
MaryStockings.com has a lot of stockings, Bucilla, and then other brands.
MaryStockings.com.
Yeah, Mary as in Merry.
Oh.
Mary, like Merry Christmas. Mary Stockings.
Not the person Mary.
No, .com.
Even though that
Jesus have a lot of kits. They've got a catalog that probably has 20 pages of stockings in it. But yeah. And that's all I know to tell you.
A lot of Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
But now some of them have animals.
Some people
with a
are
snowman.
big on Santa Claus, just not us.
No.
We like the snowmans.
And the animals. Which you'll see when we do the next video with all the rest of them.
The last video.
Yeah. One of them has deer and rabbits on it.
Well, I hope these tips and tricks helped some of you. As always with the videos that I post, we're not experts. We don't know everything. And there's always comments and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's true.
People make a lot of comments asking for the pattern, but we don't do that either.
I've kept the patterns ever since that one person said she redid them by patterns. I've still got them.
Well,
we
are not willing to send out patterns, though. That is not happening.
Oh, that's a lot of work to take a pattern.
Ask Mom.
Okay.
Because they expect to get stuff for free.
Yeah. I won't be making them again. That's for sure.
Yeah, but you aren't.
Okay.
We are not opening Pandora's box.
Okay.
This is not happening. I'm unwilling.
Okay.
Because it really is Pandora's box. Plus, a lot of the companies.
They don't.
Oh
need
my
to do
gosh,
that.
that's a copyright thing.
That's true. Copyright.
So we're not opening Pandora's box, so don't ask.
Okay.
I know you want to be so nice,
but
I am willing to say no. This
Okay.
is not happening.
Okay. Not happening.
It's like at work too. I'm always the one to say no. I draw the line. There is a boundary here that will not be crossed.
Yeah, and I didn't think about copyright, but you're right. We shouldn't do that.
Correct. Let them get their money that they created these stockings
and like
for.
I say, under marystockings.com, there's a lot
MERRY.
There's a lot to choose from. A lot. And you can order a catalog for free online and flip through all the pages, or you can look at them on their website. But yeah, there's a lot that you can order.
They still make catalogs.
They still make catalogs, yeah.
I like catalogs.
Me too.
I mean, you can't like zoom in on pictures and stuff like that,
but if you found
it's a lot quicker than searching for something.
Well, they're easier to look at too. But you can always go on the website and zoom in on the one that you want to really
I know,
see.
you can always look at it later after you've seen the catalog.
Yeah. Yeah, but they do send a catalog.
You remember the Sears catalog?
Yes. I do. I ordered stuff out of Sears catalog many years ago.
If you don't remember the Sears catalog, then you're just too young.
You're young. Do you remember the Sears catalog?
Yeah, we would go through it for Christmas.
And mark stuff, yeah.
At the big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was bigger than a phone book. Do you remember phone books?
That were this thick. Yes, I still have a phone book, actually.
If you don't remember phone books, then you're really young.
Penny's used to have a catalog, too. You could order out of a Penny's catalog. And
Penny's.
Penny's.
And maybe that
Sears,
was it.
No, Sears was
Sears
the big.
was thicker.
Yeah, Sears was the big one.
Dog
clothes and toys.
Dog tag the corners.
Yeah.
Of
big time.
Baby dolls and puzzles.
It was called the Wish Book.
Whatever else.
The Christmas Wish Book.
Okay, well.
I think we're done.
I think that does it. Yeah.
Hopefully, with this one and the one I just started, I can have them done. We can have a video maybe the end of October, going into Christmas, or later than that if you want.
We'll do November.
Okay.
It'll give you some flexibility on your time.
Okay.
As well as I'm just not making as many videos anymore.
Okay.
Oh well.
Oh well. It'll be Christmas before you turn around anyway, though.
Christmas. My favorite.
I think that's it.
Not my favorite. Well, is it my
Christmas?
favorite? I don't know. I still like Halloween.
I do too.
Even though I don't get any trick-or-treaters.
No, I don't either. And I have all these things to put out for Halloween, and I have nowhere to put them at this house like I did at the other house. No displaying places to display my banners and my ghost and
Oh.
all that stuff.
Wind smocks and
Yeah.
whatever else.
Banners.
You can still put them up for your own benefit.
I
Even
have to
though
go.
nobody sees them because you're not in a neighborhood, really, you can still you put stuff up for decoration of your own viewing.
Maybe.
It's just a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it used to be worth it. When I'd have trick-or-treaters or just you girls were at home, still young, trick-or-treating age.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching the video, and
Attempt a felted stocking if you really like them, because they're really nice. There's a kind of
I'll put the link for both of the
Yeah.
previous videos below.
okay.
That way you can see some finished ones.
Can you
and,
put the marystockings.com on there too, so they'll know where to go.
And
I'll make sure that's correct before you put it in there. But
oh gosh, well we should have made sure it was correct before we told everybody 4 times.
well, I think that's right.
Well, goodbye.
Bye.